Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dolany TV, and welcome back to another discussion on trade topics. Right now, the holiday trade freeze in effect for the next few days as we get through Christmas. Don't want guys shuffling around. That's an excellent innovation by the NHL. Now, that said, we saw that Taylor Hall trade, and that's about it right before the trade freeze. So it's going to be interesting to see if anything lifts, and the one thing that is going to be interesting following this, as according to Darren Dreger's tweet from yesterday about Lias Andersson of the New York Rangers, formerly asked for a trade. He's no longer with the club, according to Dreger, and well, like we said, this holiday trade freeze is going to be used to assess the market. Now, the reason I'm talking about this, obviously, you saw by the title, should the Oilers go after Lias Andersson? I'll break down his stats and stuff here in a minute, but really for Lias Andersson, not that much, well, actually less special so far in his career than Jesse Puljujärvi. But the thing here is what I'm looking at is that whole idea of the circus, right? I've always said, don't bring the circus to town. I said it with Kovalchuk. I said it with Hall. I've said it with Puljujärvi. Is the best case scenario is just avoid the circus. And while this looks to be another circus, I get that. I understand that, and I know where I'm going with this to try and avoid the whole circus discussion. Because with Lias Andersson, the thing is, he's not Taylor Hall. He's not Jesse Puljujärvi, who's demanded a trade from us. He's a guy who, by all means, like I'll go back to his HockeyDB page for a second here, is 21 years old. Okay, so his birthday is October 13th, 1998, so he's not 22 until next year. And the thing with Lias Andersson is he's a guy who, I guess the background, drafted first round, 7th overall by the New York Rangers in 2017. So you see where I'm going, right? Is obviously we do have someone in our ranks very comparable to Lias Andersson as well, that being the name I've already mentioned, Jesse Puljujärvi. And, it's tough to say trade Jesse Puljujärvi for Lias Andersson. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not even going to come up with a trade scenario here. What I'm going to go with is just the question of should we explore it? Should we do it? Because on one hand, it makes a lot of sense, right? You stack the cupboard with another prospect for a guy that doesn't want to be here, right? Obviously, yes, Puljujärvi, but there'd probably have to be more to the package than that, I'd imagine. So, Lias Andersson, he'd bring at least at worst another guy we can get into the lineup at some point this year or next year. I highly doubt he'd come here just to play in the AHL this year, but you just never know, right? So, with that, I should probably break down his stats and try and get you on board with my argument here. So if I can get those stats right there, thank you very much. As those are Lias Andersson's stats from, why can't I get that all the way up there? There we go. All right, so these are his stats from after his draft year, from 17-18 and on. So he was on loan to Frölunda for 22 games, had 14 points, 7 goals, 7 assists, so that obviously got the hype level of the New York Rangers back up, I imagine. He played 2 points in 7 games with the New York Rangers in his rookie year. In Hartford Wolfpack, he had 14 points in 25 games at the AHL level. So this guy was all around the hockey world in his rookie year. Of course, then he played at the World Junior Championships in 2017. That would be 2017-18. Had 7 points in 7 games as captain of the U20 team. He played with the U20 team for Sweden in International Junior, 12 points, 13 games. The World Championship, 2 points in 10 games for Sweden. And all international for Sweden, he had 18 games, 6 points as well. So this guy really had what you'd talk about for an overseas player, a dynamic rookie year at the level of pro. Now, he played some junior as well in there, but you get where I'm going, is the fact that Lias Andersson really lit up his junior year. So that should have led the New York Rangers to get in and get really excited. But from everything I know of Lias Andersson, he just kind of busted down and really didn't do much in the NHL level there in 42 games, only 6 points. Now, I do understand he's played a lot with the fourth line of the New York Rangers, so I don't think he's been afforded too much of a chance to get going. And obviously, you talk about playing on the fourth line of any other NHL team, that automatically, pretty much in most cases, to Oilers fans, gets you on the second line, right? You think Alex Chiasson, you think Jujhar Khaira, right? There's a little bit of a pattern there on the Oilers' second line, so this would technically be a guy that would fit into the top six just on virtue of the other guys we've fit into the top six over the years. And this year, only 17 games played, 1 assist. He's played in the minors, 5 points, 13 games played. So, like I said, with Lias Andersson, everything I understand is the simple fact that he just hasn't been afforded the chance to play in big minutes in his hockey career. If you go over to, let me get to hockeyreference.com here because I haven't pulled that up yet, and let me look up Lias Andersson, we'll quickly understand what's going on here with Mr. Lias Andersson and why he isn't succeeding. Because you see his past 5 games in the NHL, going back to November 16th since he last played an NHL game, he's averaged the highest, 11 minutes and 40 seconds on the ice. He was a -3 that game. But everything else, overall, not 17 games played this year, 9 minutes and 33 seconds. So you kind of get where I'm going, right? It's a guy who needs a chance, and we have a way to give this guy a chance, whether it be with Jesse Puljujarvi or finding a different package. Now, the hard part here is, yeah, you know what? The Oilers, by virtue, probably should give this guy a chance. Like, go trade for him, good to go. But what are the New York Rangers asking for this guy, right? Like, that's the thing, is you'd think, okay, well, the New York Rangers are probably asking the same package for Lias Andersson as we asked for Jesse Puljujarvi, just based on draft stock and value and all that, age and everything. But do we still know what we were asking for Jesse Puljujarvi? I know there's been straight up second rounder, first round pick floated around. There's been a lot floated around about Jesse Puljujarvi, and it's the same thing as Taylor Hall. Nobody really knows what the package was from the Edmonton Oilers. I know it's been talked about draft picks plus Evan Bouchard or Broberg or Samorukov, and we didn't want to part with that. But here's the problem, right? Is, yeah, okay, you can talk about the Hall package, you can talk about the Puljujarvi package, but this is a whole nother animal. This is every single time, this is a whole nother animal. And it's tough because Lias Andersson's had those years of NHL experience, right? 3 years where he's played 7 or more games and has yet to score more than 6 points in his NHL opportunities. So, you know what, Jesse Puljujarvi, you talk about him and how many points he's had over his career. Suddenly, yeah, you know what, Jesse Puljujarvi doesn't look as bad as anyone else. Now, okay, there's another question for you. If we do this, well, what the heck? Why didn't we just sign Jesse Puljujarvi and get him back in the lineup? Obviously, maybe Jesse doesn't want to be back in the Oilers lineup, but B, alternate to that, is this hadn't brewed up quite yet when it was time to sign Jesse Puljujarvi, so there's something else there. And there's several ways to look at this, right? Is this a kid that needs a chance? And the Oilers definitely probably one of the best suited teams in the NHL to give this guy a chance. But at the same rate, we already have botched this situation once. Think of Jesse Puljujarvi. So is it, again, to my question about the circus, is it something where you bring the circus to town? But again, if you give him a chance, is he really a circus? And 9 minutes and 33 seconds of ice time per game where he's only had 14 shot attempts, like, that's tough to say if this kid's at all a circus or not, right? So it's just, have the New York Rangers done their due diligence like we didn't do with Jesse Puljujarvi? And it's a lot of questions, and I really don't know where to settle on the fence with this one. It's a tough question because, like I said, you know what? You trade away Jesse Puljujarvi for this guy. We've already discussed this before, right? There were chatter earlier in the season about trading Jesse Puljujarvi for Lias Andersson, and everybody said no. But now maybe if he's requests a trade, maybe it's not Jesse Puljujarvi for Lias Andersson. Maybe it's somebody lesser, right? Maybe it's Cooper Marody and a second round pick, or it's Cooper Marody and a third round pick, or, right? There's maybe something else that can be done outside of Jesse Puljujarvi, and then you can retain that value of Jesse Puljujarvi to get what you give away for a guy like Lias Andersson. And essentially then you have everything plus Lias Andersson. And you see where I'm going, right? The only thing you give up is Jesse Puljujarvi, but I don't know, guys. I'm not sold on it 100%, but I'm saying also why not? We are technically speaking, based on our roster, one of the best teams in the NHL to give this kid a chance. But the question is it really overall worth it? That's at the end of the day the question I come down to, and that's why the question is, should the Oilers give Lias Andersson a try? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. I'm Tyson, this is Stolany TV. I will catch you, as always, in the next one.